right now live at 5.
Cleveland Cliffs acquires ArcelorMittal USA, what that means for mines on the Iron Range.
And debate season heats up. The two candidates facing off for Minnesota's 8th congressional district square off. The topics important to their campaigns. Plus, Trump's taxes are out. A new New York Times report details the president hasn't paid taxes for 10 of the last 15 years. That's why the president is calling that fake news. And a new survey shows many parents are planning to skip flu shots for their kids, what it means during the pandemic. And cleaning up, a shop in downtown Duluth is dealing with a big mess after a car crashed into it this morning.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Virginia, Minnesota, where we are learning of a major development between Cleveland Cliffs and ArcelorMittal USA, which will have a big impact on Iron Range mining. Kristen Vaki will have the details coming up in just a few minutes. Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is on assignment tonight. Thanks for joining us. A major acquisition for mining company Cleveland Cliffs this morning. The company announced it will be buying ArcelorMittal USA to the tune of $1.4 billion. Kristen joins us live from one of those mines that will be impacted by this move. Kristen, what does this mean for those local ArcelorMittal operations?
Tony, it means a change in ownership for the Minorca mine here in Virginia, where we are now, and also for Hibbing Taconite. But it also shifts the scale for Cleveland Cliffs, putting the company at the top of the list for flat-rolled steel and iron ore pellet producers in North America. Now, the acquisition announced this morning means Cleveland Cliffs will acquire 6 steel mills, 8 finishing facilities, 2 iron ore pelletizing operations, and 3 coal and coke making operations. This comes just months after Cliffs acquired AK Steel and just weeks before Cliffs' HBI facility in Toledo, Ohio is set to begin production. Cliffs president and CEO Lorenzo Gonzalez said this move sets the company up to be completely self-sufficient in the steelmaking process.
Encompassing all areas of the steel supply chain provides us with a level of operational and commercial optionality and flexibility that cannot be replicated. With this broad portfolio, we can now fully optimize our participation as an important player in the American market.
On top of running United Taconite and North Shore Mining, Gonsalves said he's excited to acquire the Minorca mine and Hibbing Taconite, citing the good relationships Cliffs has with the state of Minnesota. And Tony, that deal is expected to be completed by the end of this year.
And Kristen, have we heard any reaction from union members who will be affected by this?
We did hear from Minorca's union president this afternoon in a quick conversation. He told me that they're optimistic about Cleveland Cliffs taking over ownership of the Minorca mine, although he said at this point they don't know a whole lot more than what we know, and they are expecting to learn more in the coming days.
Certainly a lot more to come on this one, and we will keep tabs on it. That's Kristen Vaki live for us on the Iron Range tonight. Thanks, Kristen. Almost a month out from Election Day, candidates in one of our region's most closely watched races went head-to-head in their first debate tonight. Republican Representative Pete Stauber and Democrat Quinn Nystrom are vying for Minnesota's 8th District congressional seat. Stauber, the incumbent, is a former St. Louis County Commissioner and police officer hoping to be elected to his second term. Nystrom is a Crow Wing County resident and accessible health care advocate who's made a name for herself going to bat for affordable insulin. CBS3's Leanne Valdez breaks down the big issues both candidates discussed.
8th District seat hopefuls, Republican Pete Stauber and Democrat Quinn Nystrom, wasted no time Monday morning discussing topics important to the region. The first question covered how each candidate would improve the digital divide when it comes to broadband access in rural areas. Nystrom says increasing access is a desperate need, more so now with e-learning.
So I would be in favor of passing a large infrastructure bill so that we could expand here in greater Minnesota.
Congressman Stauber agreed.
We need to invest in federal infrastructure.
Next was how the federal government can provide access to quality child care. Stauber said the 8th District is a child care desert.
I'm committed to ensure that the access to capital is there so we can have open up more child care facilities so those working mom and dads can feel comfortable.
Nystrom says it's an economic issue.
If we can't work harder to provide for more child care centers, regardless if that's public or private, if we can offer them federal or state assistance, we have to give them opportunities to thrive, as small business owners.
Mining was a hot topic. A moderator asking both candidates their thoughts on Twin Metals' proposed copper-nickel mine near the Boundary Waters.
President Trump and I are fighting for the process to continue. We can mine safely using the best environmental standards and the best labor standards. These are additional union jobs that my opponent doesn't support.
I have continued to say I'm not against copper-nickel mining. What I do is I look at every single individual project with the information that's presented to me. I don't feel comfortable giving a green light to a project where a 60-plus page U.S. forestry report has been completely blacked out and redacted. I would never have approved a project like that.
Another debate between these two candidates will be held next week. In other political news, Democratic candidates gathered in Duluth today ahead of President Donald Trump's campaign stop this Wednesday. Mayor Emily Larson was joined by U.S. Senator Tina Smith and other DFL candidates this morning for a small campaign rally at Leif Erikson Park. Candidates spent the time reaffirming their party's commitment to everyday American and blue-collar workers. They also spent time encouraging attendees to get out and vote. Senator Smith addressed the brewing Senate battle over President Trump's nomination to fill the vacant Supreme Court seat following the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Because this is not who we are. This is not what we want to be doing in this country. The next president of the United States, the president who is elected on November 3rd, should be the person who nominates the next Supreme Court justice, no matter what rule Mitch McConnell makes up.
The DFL also used the campaign stop as an opportunity to recruit volunteers. Now to the national scene, where the New York Times says it's obtained more than 2 decades of President Donald Trump's tax return data. It's information the president has spent years trying to conceal. The report reveals a sharp discrepancy between the president's public images and his private practices in business. Deborah Alferone reports from the White House.
President Trump is blasting the New York Times report that claims he paid just $750 in federal income taxes in 2016 and 2017.
Totally fake news. No, actually, I paid tax. And you'll see that as soon as my tax returns. It's under audit. They've been under audit for a long time.
The report shows he paid nothing at all in 10 out of 15 years, largely because his many namesake businesses reported losing much more money than they made, including his golf courses. The report also shows Mr. Trump took tax deductions on what some people would consider personal expenses, including housing, aircraft, and $70,000 in hairstyling for television appearances. And even though President Trump vowed to no longer pursue any new businesses once elected, the Times reports he made $73 million from foreign deals during his first 2 years in the White House. The president has also reportedly benefited from a nearly $73 million tax refund, which is now the subject of a decade-long IRS audit. And he reportedly has hundreds of millions in debt due in the coming years.
An attorney for the Trump Organization tells CBS News that the New York Times story is, quote, riddled with gross inaccuracies. He says that the president has paid tens of millions of dollars in personal taxes to the federal government over the past decade.
Shortly after the Times report, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer tweeted, "Raise your hand if you paid more in federal income tax than President Trump." And Joe Biden's presidential campaign released this commercial. Mr. Trump is the only president in modern history to not release his tax returns.
In addition to an audit by the IRS, the president and his Justice Department have fought subpoenas from New York State seeking other tax and financial records. Hey, Dave's here for our first look at the weather tonight. Dave, a few sprinkles around the area this afternoon.
Indeed, a few sprinkles and then a couple blasts of sunshine.
Yeah.
So let's see which way the sky is rolling over in Jay Cook State Park with this live look. And right now the sun must be out, because when the sun is out, you get that spiderweb effect on that live camera. And when it's cloudy, well, it's a much prettier picture, and you can see that the road is wet. So they've been getting those showers in that part of our country, and there's a 30% chance we'll continue to get on and off showers tonight and overnight as well, as the trough of lower pressure connecting two lows works through the area. Probably rain totals are not going to be that impressive tonight or tomorrow, but a little bit bigger action could be with us by Wednesday when a chance for showers and thunderstorms comes back. So our short-term forecast, our day planner for Tuesday, indicates there's a 30% chance for showers in the morning as you start the day. Lunchtime, it bumps up to a 40% shot. High temp, 67 seems to be a computer error there. 56 is the realistic top temp tomorrow, as the chance for precip eases just a little bit, but it'll double, like I've been thinking here, come Wednesday with those showers and storms coming around, and I'll talk more about it in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, celebrating 75 years of service to veterans in Gilbert, plus school board candidates debate virtually in Ely. City by City is coming up next. And tonight at 6, the Duluth City Council will meet to discuss the future of the Spirit Mountain Ski Resort, which is asking the city for a massive bailout in order to stay open this season.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Enhance your quality of life. Increase your mobility. Achieve your potential. For specialized, individualized care, call Northern Orthotic and Prosthetic Center, providing the professional care you deserve. Northern Orthotic and Prosthetic Center, serving people throughout northern Minnesota, Wisconsin, and upper Michigan.
Ready, set, internet. Extreme has the speed and price to get you online fast. Stop waiting and get going for as low as $19.99 a month for a year, with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig, powerful in-home Wi-Fi, and 99.99% network reliability. Extreme has what you need to stay ahead and stay on track. Hurry and get Extreme internet for as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
Injured? Call Stockman Law Office. Automobile collision injuries involving taxis, Ubers, Lyfts, buses, semis, and motorcycles. Call anytime, 218-576-8599. No recovery, no fee. Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries, serious law.
On the fence as to whether or not to get your flu shot this season? Ely Bloomington Community Hospital is making the decision a no-brainer with free drive-up flu shots on October 3rd and 24th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's quick, easy, and free. Do your part to keep you and your community safe from the flu with Ely Bloomington Community Hospital.
Donald Trump is lying again. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone making under $400,000. Biden will close tax loopholes for big corporations. Trump's tax cut giveaway exploded our debt, so he's threatening Social Security and Medicare. Biden will make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share, so we can protect Social Security and Medicare and invest in schools and health care.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Season 2 is here, y'all. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more Kelly can it
The
get?
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News, Live at 5. Here's a look over a very colorful Spirit Mountain on this Monday evening, the future of which will be determined tonight by the Duluth City Council. Celebrating 75 years of serving veterans in Gilbert, plus a moment of agreement among school board candidates in Ely. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Starting off in Gilbert, where the area VFW is celebrating its 75th anniversary on Saturday. The Veterans of Foreign Wars was founded on July 26, 1945, with just 35 members. The founding predated the United States victory over Japan. The celebration will be marked by a gathering of veterans, past and present. Details about the event are set to be announced later this week. Now to Ely, where 4 candidates vying for 3 vacant public school board positions took part in a virtual forum last Tuesday night. Candidates spent 90 minutes answering questions and debating the future of the Ely School District. While the forum had plenty of contention amongst candidates, There were moments of unity, particularly surrounding parents' rights to pull children from classes related to politics, religion, and race. And finally, we finish off in Washburn, where the founder of Helping Paws Pet Rescue in the city has announced the shelter will be expanding even as she prepares for retirement. Gretchen Gerber says that while she is retiring from clinical practice, she will still be very involved with the pets and the rescue. Gerber says she is looking to hopefully move the rescue to a new location once she sells her clinic in the West Side. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead and send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, why some parents say they're skipping the flu vaccine this year.
Here's a live look at Jacobson, which shows shadows on the roadway, which is a sign that the sun's popping out in that neck of the woods. But it could be a back and forth battle next couple of days as lower pressure tries to bring rain and higher pressure tries to bring back the sun. We'll talk about which side will win eventually right after our break.
How can you show appreciation and say thanks to our area retail workers? While all gifts are appreciated, here is what helps keep us safe. The greatest gift of all. First, don't shop if you're not feeling well. Stay home and ask friends or family to help you. Keep your trips to a minimum. Pick up 2 weeks of supplies at a time if possible. Wash your hands before you come in and wear a cloth face cover. You can use a mask or a bandana. If possible, keep those cute kids at home and don't touch things you don't plan on buying. Keep your cash in your piggy bank and pay with your debit or credit card. Finally, try not to touch your face and be sure to wash your hands when you get home. Thank you for your help in creating a safer community.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet, your simple and affordable choice for bathtubs, showers, surrounds, and safety tubs. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022, or get your dream bathroom for as little as $69 a month. This offer ends September 30th, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service and down to earth price.
When COVID struck, President Trump took action, cut off travel from China, the source of the virus. Joe Biden criticized, politicized, attacked President Trump's leadership. And what does Biden now propose while the pandemic still smolders around the globe? Increasing refugees by 700% from the most unstable, vulnerable, dangerous parts of the world. America can't afford weak Joe Biden. Times like these call for real leadership.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Wolverine RMX 1000 now at RJ Sport and Cycle.
My 95.7 is the Northland's best variety all day. From Ed Sheeran and Maroon 5 to Lady Gaga and Bryan Adams. Always family and office friendly. My 95.7, your life, your music.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Small trough of lower pressure has been working through the region here today, and it's got just enough oomph and enough lift to bring us a little bit of rain. Again, we need a fair amount to catch up from a dry year here. And towards Ely, they managed a little more than 1/10 of an inch, one of the bigger totals here so far. So close to 1/10 of an inch around Hayward, much of the rest of the area, really just a trace. But hopefully these traces add up because we have a 30% chance for a little more rain tonight and tomorrow. And then Wednesday, something a little bit more substantial as a bigger low from the west rumbles in towards our region. Looking at the current conditions at the airport here and eyeing up the background behind, which is, of course, down here in Canal Park, looks like the sky is breaking up and clearing, at least for the short term. Again, it could fill in with clouds as the night goes on with that 30% chance for more showers. But looking at the current numbers, we have 53 for a temp, 64% for the relative humidity, and a northwesterly winds running 14 miles per hour. Could gust towards 20 miles per hour at least through tomorrow. So it will be a little bit windy here for a couple of days. Air pressure right now is on the lower side at 29.81 inches of mercury. And current temperatures include 50 for the Upper Peninsula, 52 to 57 here in northern Wisconsin. 57 is the warm spot in Superior. Minnesota numbers have gone as cool as 49 or so towards Grand Rapids and 48 up to Gunflint here, to as warm as 54 degrees in Silver Bay and Two Harbors. Temperature-wise, we did all right this weekend with a lot of 60s around the area, but now the temps are on a slow slide as the rest of this this week unfolds, and we're going to be going from those 60s to 50s and even 40s in just a couple of days. All right, Doppler map right now shows not too many showers in the area, but this trough of lower pressure connecting these two lows will continue to bring us a chance, 30 to 40% chance for the sprinkles tonight and tomorrow. This is the more substantial low coming in from Canada. Well, it looks like it doesn't want to visit us today. Trust me, it'll be the one that brings us the bigger 60% chance for showers and storms for our Wednesday. Following that, I think we'll clear up for at least a little while. Now, forecast tonight in Minnesota, 30% shower chance with low temps that'll run from 41 to 48 degrees. Into Wisconsin and Michigan, the low temps there will be in the lower to middle 40s. And we all get a 30% shower chance. And westerly, northwesterly winds going 5 to 15, even 20 miles per hour. For tomorrow in Wisconsin and Michigan, there's the high temps running from 52 to 58, 30% chance for more showers. 40% in Minnesota with highs in the mid to upper 50s there. And now with the extended forecast, the rain chance could linger through Thursday, though the biggest bang could come on Wednesday with some thunder popping around the area. Thursday night into Friday, then it'll start to clear towards partly sunny Tony, but only for a short time. By Saturday, we get our next rain chance with high temps descending into the 40s.
Thanks, Dave. Health experts have been emphasizing the importance of getting the flu vaccine this year during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, a new survey shows many parents are planning to skip flu shots for their kids. Nancy Chen has the story.
The Bauer family gets flu shots every year, but they're making it even more of a priority now because of the pandemic.
We wanted to make sure that we really made every effort to protect ourselves, at least from the flu.
Doctors say it's critical to get vaccinated this year because the flu and the coronavirus have similar symptoms, and a surge in flu cases could overwhelm the health system. But a new poll finds 1 in 3 parents say their child is unlikely to get the vaccine, and only 1/3 believe it's more important this year. Most common concerns, side effects, and that the vaccine is not effective.
One other thing that we heard that was unusual for this year was they're afraid to bring the kid into a provider's office because they don't want to expose the kid to COVID.
Sarah Clark is the co-director of the C.S. Mott Children's Hospital National Poll on Children's Health. She says parents need to get the message.
One of the benefits of flu vaccine is that it lessens the severity in cases where the individual does, in fact, get influenza. Vaccinated people are much less likely to have serious complications and hospitalizations.
Thousands of children are hospitalized every year because of the flu, and some die. Children under 5 are at high risk for serious complications.
Lisa Bauer says her family is taking many precautions during this unprecedented time.
The best thing for my children is having them wear masks when they're outside. They're following the right hand washing recommendations. We're socially distancing.
She hopes it will keep her family and others safe and healthy.
The CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older gets the flu vaccine, and it's best to be vaccinated by the end of October. Still to come, the deadline is looming for Duluth residents to complete their census survey.
The Garage, it's your space. Get a garage fit for all of your agricultural needs with our Farmer 40x40 garage. Store all the equipment needed to get the job done. No matter what you put in your space, trust us to build it right. Economy Garages, built right, priced right.
Arrowhead Supply is your local professional source for kitchen, bath, and countertops since 1973. Whether you're planning to remodel or build new, Arrowhead Supply has a wide range of styles and finishes to choose from. We custom fabricate laminate, quartz, granite, or Corian countertops on site and provide top installation. View all of the new colors, materials, and wood available and receive help from our knowledgeable staff at our Lincoln Park showroom. Arrowhead Supply. Visit us today. Free in-home estimates available.
We know it can be scary when you're injured in an accident.
We know the insurance company can be unfair.
We know bills need to be paid. But we also know what it takes to win.
We know what it takes to get our clients compensated.
And most importantly, we always fight to do the right thing for our community. Nicolay knows.
Nicolay knows.
Nicolay knows.
Nicolay knows injury law.
Nicolay Law, Northern Minnesota's award-winning injury, disability, and bankruptcy law firm.
Prime Appliance had hundreds of appliances on back order due to factory shutdowns. Then in 1 week, 3 truckloads showed up unexpectedly. So we decided truckload sale with overstock prices like this. Whirlpool 18 cubic foot smudge-free stainless refrigerators, just $6.96. Or GE and Amana gas range is starting at just $449. Financing always available. Have our pros deliver and install or take it home today. Prime Appliance is the best place to buy your appliances. Let us prove it to you.
This is our chance to put the darkness of the past 4 years behind us, to end the anger, the insults, the division, and start fresh in America.
I don't pledge allegiance to red states of America or blue states of America. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. I'm going to fight as hard for those who supported me as those who did not support me. We have a chance to put anger and division that have overtaken this country behind us. And we can. We've done it so many times in our history. We've begun anew. We can get control of this virus. We can reward work. We can make healthcare affordable. We can be a safe and just nation. We can deal with the existential threat of climate change. We can be what we are at our best. One nation, one people, one America.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
I'm Tina Smith. I approve this message. It's frustrating in Washington sometimes. It is hard to get things done, but you have to keep on trying. If you look for that common ground, you can figure it out. Here's an example. There is a real shortage of access to maternal care in small towns and rural areas. So I teamed up with Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, who sees exactly the same thing in her state. And it doesn't matter that I'm a Democrat and she's a Republican. We both see the same problem. If you try, you can find common ground. And I think that's what I'm in Washington to do.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
With confusion over the deadline to respond to the U.S. Census, Duluth leaders are encouraging residents to fill it out ASAP. This spring, the census deadline was pushed back to the end of October due to the coronavirus. Then last month, the U.S. Commerce Secretary moved it to September 30th. Then last week, a federal judge blocked that move, saying the deadline should stay at the end of October. Now, city leaders are making a big push to secure the necessary funding for city services. In 2010, 76% of Duluthians completed the census, and as of Friday, the city was just shy of 75%. It takes less than 10 minutes to complete the census, and you can do it online.
Ask your neighbor, ask your friend, text your family member. I think sometimes with the census, people don't understand how much it actually benefits our community by filling out a form that asks a lot of personal information about yourself, but it does.
With the federal judge's ruling, the deadline to take the census is currently October 31st. The Trump administration appealed that ruling. A shop in downtown Duluth is starting cleanup after being rammed by a car this morning. According to police, a 53-year-old man was driving down 2nd Avenue West near 3rd Street around 7:30 a.m. when his brakes went out. In order to stop, he veered left onto 1st Street, ultimately crashing into the workshop area of Reimagined by T. Underwood. Owner Tammy Clore tells us her 2 kids are usually being homeschooled in that space, and she says she's thankful no one was inside at the time.
I kind of wasn't expecting to see what I saw when I got here, but I mean, I'm just glad he's okay. I'm glad none of us were here, so it could have been much worse. We'll weather through.
Clore tells us she does have insurance, and they hope to put a partition up once the building is stabilized and secure. As for the driver, he sustained non-life-threatening injuries. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Have our certified nurse midwives provide personal one-on-one support and guidance for your next pregnancy. Visit essentiahealth.org to learn more.
Real steel. Find yours. And find what fuels you. Not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Pick up at over 9,000 local steel dealers. Find yours at steeldealers.com.
I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I approve this message.
Pete Stauber and our healthcare. It's like the fox guarding the hen house. Stauber took tens of thousands of dollars from corporate special interests, like the healthcare industry, and voted against lowering drug prices 5 times. Stauber even voted to let insurance companies sell junk plans that deny coverage for people with pre-existing conditions. We can't trust Pete Stauber to guard our health care.
Let's face it, it's been a tough year. But here in Minnesota, we're pretty tough too. We help each other, we work together, and we solve problems. That's what I try to do every day as your congressman, like helping to save pensions for our union workers, standing with snowplow drivers during their strike, and fighting to lower health care costs for seniors and our most vulnerable. I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message because together we're fighting for our way of life.
Cleveland Cliffs acquires ArcelorMittal USA. What that means for mines on the Iron Range.
A little extra warmth over the weekend helped trigger some showers today, but cooler weather could be with us as early as tomorrow.
Tonight at 6.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Season 2 is here, y'all. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more Kelly can it
The
get?
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Canal Park. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories and a peek at what's coming up at 6. A major acquisition for mining company Cleveland Cliffs. This morning, the company announced it will be buying ArcelorMittal USA to the tune of $1.4 billion. Cleveland Cliffs will acquire 6 steel mills, 8 finishing facilities, 2 iron ore pelletizing operations, and 3 coal and coke making operations. And the race for Minnesota's 8th district seat continues as Republican Pete Stauber and Democrat Quinn Nystrom battled it out this morning for their first debate. The two candidates discussed issues like affordable childcare, mining, rural broadband, and police reform. And tonight at 6, a big decision is expected tonight at the Duluth City Council meeting on the fate of Spirit Mountain's winter season. The hill has been closed since the pandemic started, and they're hurting financially. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here at 6, and thanks for watching.